What's up everyone, my name is Ation, Mitihepi. What happened?
Sorry.
What's up everyone, my name is Ation, Mitihepi, and welcome back to part 2 of the Road to YouTube Rewind for 2017. If you're wondering where part 1 is, you can click on this eye right here. But basically, if you're not familiar with the series, this is all about me talking about things relating to YouTube Rewind in the lead up to the release of the official video for 2017. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about who I don't want to see in this year's YouTube Rewind. Asterisks. Now, every time I bring up that topic, I always add an asterisk at the end. And that's because amongst people who I definitely don't want to see in this year's YouTube Rewind, there are also a group of people that I would like to see, but at the same time don't expect to see, unlike my previous video where I talked about who I wanted / hoped to see in this year's YouTube Rewind. So for this list, I'm only talking about people who I definitely don't want to see, and people that I like to see, but at the same time would not mind if they weren't featured. So with that all addressed and all that, let's jump into it. Now this first person I'm about to mention, it's going to cause a lot of hate from this person's fan base. It's going to cause a lot of them to come in the comment section below and be like, you're such a hater, who are you even? Like, you only got 100 subscribers, there. Okay, let me get this across to you guys now before you comment. I have a negative slight bias towards him. I've never seen any of his videos, nor will I ever watch any of his videos. And the only things that I know about him is that he is the younger brother of a more successful YouTuber and ex-Viner. He was involved in a Disney Channel TV show, but he's no longer a part of it because of his actions. And that when he was interviewed for a news network, instead of having a sense of maturity and responsibility in representing the YouTuber that is a part of the YouTube platform, he just goes on like a college frat boy. He's like, yeah, what up, look at me, look at my house, look at my boys, look at my cars and all that, dab, and dab. Basically, if you don't know who I'm talking about Jake Paul, and in relation to him, the Team 10 crew. As I mentioned before, he caused a lot of trouble and havoc, not only with news networks and representing YouTubers in a bad light, but also for causing a lot of drama and trouble and hate and divisiveness from fans of multiple YouTubers, in which he just basically either trash talked them in his vlogs or made diss tracks about them in its own videos, and basically caused a lot of divisiveness between fans, you know, either supporting him or Rice Gum, him or Logan, him or KSI. And basically with him releasing all of these diss tracks, he basically started off the whole trend of YouTubers making diss tracks about one another. Last year was all about roasting yourself. This year was all about dissing other people. And of course some did it in parody and just like, hey, look at me, I'm trying to be like Jake Paul, dissing people and all that. Whereas other YouTubers was like, yeah, you're a bad person. You don't represent the YouTubers. I bet you won't even be a good YouTuber. I'm not a good rapper or rhymer. But the thing is, chances are he's going to be featured in this YouTube video. Because in a Team 10 letter released, where he was addressing certain things involving a couple twins from Europe, in the second half of the letter he mentions that they were in a location for a shoot for YouTube Rewind. So now this next person that I don't want to see in this year's YouTube Rewind for 2017, you may recognize her as the Cash Me Outside, how about that girl? Even seeing that it just hurts. But basically her real name is Danielle Bregoli, or Bregoli, however you pronounce it, or even if that's her real name. If it's not, I'll put it up right now. But she goes by the YouTube name Bad Barbie, BHAD space BARBIE, as far as I know. She basically just launched her YouTube and music career of her not pronouncing words right. Like, why? It's just as bad as Damn Daniel being featured in last year's YouTube Rewind. Like, why? He was only popular for like this part, and then heaps of people spammed it and made parodies and copies of it, and then it just fizzled out. and then he was a part of YouTube Rewind for last year. Why? Why? And on that subject of why you featured, why, the last group of people that I definitely do not want to see at this YouTube Rewind is the mainstream media stars. Like, you're already like successful on mainstream media, you know, movies, TV, song, and all that. Why didn't he be featured in a web series that's just for web celebrities, you know? Like last year, The Rock started off last year's YouTube Rewind, and although he created The Rock channel and created $7 Productions, and basically was one of the fastest channels to reach 1 million subscribers, it still begs the question of why he was involved, you know? He's a mainstream media, he's done wrestling, he's done film, he's done TV. Why doesn't he need to be in the YouTube series? And on top of that, there have been many other non-YouTube celebrities that have been featured in YouTube Rewinds with no reason, like Seth Meyers, Sesame Street, who else is there? Conan O'Brien, and a bunch of other mainstream medias that didn't need to be featured. I guess what I'm trying to say is that unless they have some direct involvement with YouTube this year, or unless they're like Trevor Noah or John Oliver or James Corden, can we please not have any unnecessary mainstream media stars on YouTube Rewinds, please? It's created for the purpose of web celebrities and web culture, not for mainstream or pop culture, necessarily just the web culture for YouTube, okay? You go your thing, let us do ours. So that is all the people that I don't want to see in this year's YouTube Rewind, with the exception to Jake Paul and the Team 10 crew, because chances are they will most likely be featured. Now I want to jump onto who I would like to see but wouldn't mind not seeing. And I'm first going to start off with any of the creators who are under Defy Media. So Smosh Games, Clever, and in particular Screen Junkies. Earlier this year, when I first thought of this idea, and in particular thinking about who I wanted to see in this year's YouTube Rewind, I wanted to see Smosh and Smosh Games because I'm a big fan of theirs. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, wait, they're a part of Defy Media, and Defy Media also has a couple other channels involved and related to them. I was like, why don't they get featured, you know? Clever, last time and only time they were featured was in 2012's YouTube Rewind, and Screen Junkies, they've never been featured, so I thought, let's get them involved. But unfortunately, a couple months ago, Andy Signore, who was the creator of Screen Junkies and also had a managerial role in Defy Media, he got fired for accusations made by many of the female community, both fan and worker. He was accused of sexual misconduct, harassment, and assault. And with that, it basically caused a lot of people to hate on Screen Junkies, and in particular Defy Media, because of how the HR department handled the whole situation with the female victims and individuals coming forth, and how they handled the sexual harassment issue. So I would like to see the likes of Joe Starr, Spencer J. Gilbert, Dan Murrell, Hal Rudnick, Aaron Robinson, Jocelyn Davis, Lily Marston, and obviously Smosh and Smosh Games. As much as I would like to see them in this year's YouTube Rewind, I feel like if they were going to be featured, it would come across as YouTube being like, ignore that stuff that happened with Defy and with Screen Junkies. Just ignore that. The next group of people that I would like to see, but also not like to see, are the Viners. Now, as you all know, Vine died this year officially, earlier this year. And with that, it caused a lot of its creators from that platform to shift onto Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And while there are a few ex-Viners that I would like to see in this year's YouTube Rewind, like I mentioned Thomas Sanders back in the previous video, the fact that Vine died would mean that a lot of people would be wanting to see their favorite Vine creators to be featured in this YouTube Rewind as YouTubers. And I honestly wouldn't mind that, but at the same time, I feel like if that was to happen, it would change YouTube Rewind into a YouTube/Vine Rewind. Or that it'd just be a YouTube Rewind with mostly Vine stars. And the last individual that I would like to see, but at the same time don't want to see in this year's YouTube Rewind, is Poppy. It's kind of hard for me to explain what she does in terms of content on her YouTube channel, but I will say she does songs and music videos, as well as posting short minute-long videos in which she talks to Charlotte and to a plant and is eerily mysterious and unusual. And although she has blown up and she's become popular and that I would like to see her, the fact that she's so unusual and so mysterious and airy, I feel like that would be hard to integrate, I guess, in the YouTube Rewind timeline or storyline that they have. Also, she just feels a bit weird. A bit too weird to be featured. So that is the entire list of who I definitely don't want to see in this year's YouTube Rewind and who I would kinda want/don't want to see in this year's YouTube Rewind. But of course, that is just my opinion. What do you guys think? Are there any YouTubers that you don't want to see in this year's YouTube Rewind? Let me know in that comment section below, and let's just get this out of the way. One important thing that I don't want to see is unnecessary hateful comments. Like last year, a lot of people were disappointed and angry about last year's one, and with good reason, but at the same time, I feel like most of that anger was from not seeing their favorite YouTubers featured. And, you know, like I mentioned, a lot of YouTubers are being demanded to be featured, and with that, a lot of YouTubers will be dismissed or tucked away because, you know, a lot of people are demanding this YouTuber compared to this YouTuber. So if that were to happen, if your favorite creator is not featured, don't be angry, just be happy over the fact that Dan and Phil were mentioned yet again in this year's YouTube Rewind. But that is all I have for you guys for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and let me know down in the comment section below which YouTubers would you not want to see in this year's YouTube Rewind. And again, if you have any hateful comments, just let them flow, let them at me. I'm just gonna react and be like, ha, you're just butthurt. But of course, if you're interested in the kind of content I create, which includes skits and vlogs and challenges and recap videos and whatnot, I highly suggest you consider subscribing to this channel. If you want to check out part 1 of the series where I talked about who I want to see in this year's YouTube Rewind, you can click on this link right here. And if you want to check out the entire playlist to last year's Road to YouTube Rewind, you can click on this link down here. But that is all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!